What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got he trash talking immediately got embarrassed. Let's check this out.
The Commanders hail.
I already know what this is about, bro.
Chicago cornerback as seen right
Yo.
there, Tyreek Stevenson.
I said, but it also comes to a point where.
But like, bro, this is exactly why you gotta play 60 minutes of football, bro. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care what's happening, bro. I don't care if you're down, you're up by like 5 points, bro, with 1 second left, gang. You gotta play 60 minutes of NFL football, gang, or shit like this will happen. And like, what's crazy is, bro was talking shit to the fans, and like, bro, the Bears fans were telling this nigga to turn around, cause this nigga had no idea that the play started. And like, bro, we all know what happened after that. He tipped the ball into Noah Brown's hands for the touchdown.
Go over the
like,
top,
bro,
and then you lose focus, and you gotta have to be able to have that balance.
I have from yesterday.
He's still a young player at the end of the day, so hopefully this is a big learning experience for him, bro. To shut your fucking mouth until the game over with.
One another, and the determining.
And Tyreek's a dog too, so like that's what makes it even worse.
Usually the outcome of it. What ends up happening after the trash talk? Is there a colossal fight? Is there a huge play that shuts one party up for the most part? Or does it result in one of the most embarrassing moments in NFL history, which could get the trash talker in some trouble? Well, that's what happened in this particular case. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help us get to 1 million subscribers. We're about 30,000 subscribers away from getting to that goal. Now that we get all that out of the way.
Hey man, W intro, but we're gonna skip right through that and the little ad too.
On
you know
Instagram
what I'm saying?
At the Flight Mike or Snapchat at Flight Mike Snap. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor.
W skip
1212. What's going on, everybody?
Okay.
The NFL schedule makers absolutely cooked with this matchup this past week. You see, during week 8, probably
number 1 overall pick versus number 2 overall pick.
Matchup that fans were excited about was when the Chicago Bears got to face off against the Washington Commanders. This had all of the makings of an instant classic, primarily because the number 1 overall.
I mean, it was just a defensive game that whole entire game. Like, and what's crazy is the Commanders' only touchdown was the Hail Mary, bro. Like, that Bears defense had shit on clamps the whole entire game. Same goes for you know what I'm saying? Same goes for the Commanders defense as well. Even though they did allow 2 touchdowns, you know what I'm saying? They were really clamping up for the most part.
Go Bears. And that selection in of itself was very controversial. The Bears already had a quarterback in Justin Fields. Some Bears fans wanted them to keep Justin Fields. But at the same time, a lot of people saw Caleb Williams as the next coming of Patrick Mahomes. And although the Chicago Bears have had a winning record so far,
this division is nutty. Oh my gosh, bro. That division is nutty.
So interesting because the number 2 overall pick in this past year's NFL draft was Jayden Daniels by the Washington Commanders.
And like that, and this might be the game that decides if they get into the playoffs or not, bro. Cause like they were real deal about to win this game if none of that happened, bro. So we might come back to this game at the end of the years and be like, damn, if they would have won this game, they might have gotten to the playoffs.
Stealing all of the headlines.
But now they definitely gotta, you know what I'm saying, win at least like 10 more games.
And just the general hype surrounding him, or just strange reasons like ignoring Keenan Allen.
Not 10, but you get what I'm saying,
the
bro.
Practice field, despite Keenan Allen clearly being his brand new wide receiver. Once the regular season started, it seemed like the narrative completely changed. As a matter of fact, he hasn't gotten as much attention as the number 2 overall pick, Jayden Daniels. And with all due respect to Caleb Williams, that's sort of warranted because Jayden Daniels wasn't supposed to perform as well as he ended up performing so far this year. There's no question about it that Caleb Williams on paper was placed in a significantly better situation than Jayden Daniels. I mean, if you just
and Daniels still outplaying him, bro.
He has DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and the Bears used an additional pick on Rome Odunze. Bears
They need to get more involved, bro.
And they actually have a fairly potent defense, ranking 11th in the NFL in team defense so far. The one thing that Jayden Daniels might have over Caleb Williams is his coaching. While Caleb Williams has Shane Waldron as his offensive coordinator, Jayden Daniels gets Cliff Kingsbury as his offensive coordinator.
That boy Cliff been his duffel this season.
His wide receiver core is a little thinner than Caleb Williams, his top guy being Terry McLaurin. Apart from that, he has Zach Ertz to lean on, Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler. The Commanders got a bunch of pieces throughout free agency this past year as well, but probably the number 1 advantage that Jayden Daniels and the Commanders have. I
still feel like they need a true number 2 wide receiver behind Scary Terry. Like, I know De'Ami Brown, he's solid. Luke McCaffrey's been solid as well. Noah Brown. But I feel like they definitely need a true number 2 wide receiver behind Terry, bro, to really be an elite threat.
Needless to say, so far when you compare these two,
But they're fine just without one. But I just feel like they could really use one.
8 games into both of their careers, but if you just compare these two statistically, Jaden Daniels far and away is performing better than Caleb Williams, and this is coming from a Dallas Cowboy fan. I mean, just take a look at their statistics so far. Caleb Williams has completed 63% of his passes, thrown 9 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, leading the Bears to a 4-3 record. And although Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears have had success throughout the season, for the most part, it's not because of Caleb Williams. For example, in their Week 1 win versus Tennessee, it was primarily the defense that carried the Chicago Bears
special
to that
teams.
victory. In his next victory against the LA Rams, Caleb Williams only had 157 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Now, in his victory versus the Panthers, he did go for over 300 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. In his victory versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, he had 226 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Both of those teams were ass, though.
For the most part, it seems like Caleb Williams has been dominating against poor defenses, but he hasn't had any signature wins so far. But I'm not calling him a bust. It's just he's been average to start his career, to say the least. Whereas when you compare him to Jaden Daniels, this man has been absolutely prolific, and he's already made some signature game-winning plays. Like, what about his 26-yard touchdown to Terry McLaurin in Week 3
Oh my gosh,
the
bro.
Cincinnati Bengals? He was able to complete 91% of his passes in that particular game. Daniels has been absolutely prolific so far in his season, and he came out of nowhere to do it. And as a result, the Washington Commanders have been one of the biggest surprises in the NFL, jumping out to a 5-2 record going into this Week 8 matchup where the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft faced off against the number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft. Both of these teams had something to prove. Coming into this game, Jaden Daniels had a major rib injury, but he still decided to play on it. And throughout the game, he clearly outperformed Caleb Williams.
I honestly felt like the Bears, they had a lot more to prove in this game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because their wins so far have come against bad teams. Let's keep it a buck. They beat the Jags, they beat the Panthers, they beat the Titans. Who was the other team they beat? I forgot. But like, they've beaten up on bad teams, bro. And they actually went against a good team in the Commanders. So they needed this win a lot more, not just because of that, but because of the division that they're in right now, which they ranked last place. You know what I'm saying, at 4-3. But like, they really needed this win, and like, it sucks the way that they lost this game. Like, this is such a Bears way to lose, like off a tipped Hail Mary, bro. Like, you just gotta feel for them, bro. You know what I'm saying? They always find crazy ways to lose.
131 yards, whereas Jaden Daniels had a remarkable,
and you gotta feel for that defense too,
where you would finish off
not allowing a touchdown to that point.
But the craziest part about this matchup is how this game ended. Honestly, you just needed to turn on the game for the final 3 minutes. In these moments, Caleb Williams would somehow lead a game-winning drive, which would result in Roschon Johnson running the ball into the end zone for a 14-12 lead with just 22 seconds remaining. And typically, when you take a 14-12 lead with 22 seconds remaining, the result is a Bears victory. I mean, Jaden Daniels would get the ball back with 22 seconds, so he would make a completion to try to set up a Hail Mary. And
I feel like, bro, they gave them too much cushion too to help set up for that, bro. That quick out to Terry would really set that Hail Mary up.
Tyreek Stevenson was already...
Look at this goofy ass. Look at him. You can see the Bears fans at the bottom of the screen pointing, telling him to turn your ass around. The play has started, nigga. Like, the fuck are you doing? Immature ass nigga.
Victory lap. I mean, he's talking trash to Commanders fans and not even
look at this goofy.
And the play was already snapped. I mean, he's still talking trash to them a good 4 seconds into the play before he decides to finally recover and guard his man. And this is probably the biggest instance of where talking trash goes completely wrong.
That is crazy.
Pointing him towards the play. And the craziest part about this is, following the play, Tyreek Stevenson would tip the pass to Noah Brown.
That shit is diabolical, bro.
In the game-winning touchdown. This is by far the worst way to lose a game ever, because a Hail Mary is a result of...
I would have been sick, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If Tyreek Stevenson's my teammate, I would have, bro. He would have had an earful from me in that locker room. I ain't gonna lie, gang. Pause. Play that Tyreek, bro, I would have cussed that nigga out. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Earlier in the game as well, and if you take a look at the play, you'll realize how long Tyreek Stevenson...
And like, bro, he was the only one doing it too. Everybody else were like having their eyes on the damn play down the field. This nigga being immature and shit.
And taunting the players.
The fuck are you
He
doing?
didn't make a move on any of the wide receivers until they were inside the 20, and he's still in the back
Dumbass.
corner at that point as well. Following the game, DJ Moore said that the captains were talking about how we really need to address that. I think he put something out about how he was sorry, but we still got to address that as a leadership group and in front of the team. We can address it as captains, and the front office is going to do what they're going to do. In terms of Tyreek Stevenson as a cornerback, he's not really that good of a corner. The man was selected in the second round of the 2023 NFL draft. He had a below average rookie season, and this year he hasn't been that good either. Matt Eberflus wouldn't be straightforward about the punishment that Tyreek Stevenson would have, but as fans, all we could do is sit back and laugh at how this man's trash talk literally lost his team the game. Let me know what
Crazy.
you guys think about this in the comment section down below. We have a separate video on Anthony Richardson being benched, which I have a lot of mixed feelings about. I made a whole video on the situation.
Taking a break, yeah.
The end screen.
Nigga getting tired and shit mid-game.
I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Hey, man, I want to know what you guys think about that whole situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, and let me know what other NFL videos y'all want me to react to. Without further ado, I'm out. Gang!